Hello everyone, in this video I will show you our new product. You can see this is King A16v3. And you can see this is our old version. This have released about 3 years ago. It's our old A16 bird. But we have made some new update for the hardware and the software for the new version we called V3. Because this bird we have designed by ESP32 so that it have a big memory size that can use by the KCS V3 firmware and many more powerful functions. And also we have made some new update based on the PCB design because there are some bugs on this old version. So we have fixed the hardware bugs on the new version. And the KCS V3 also have a very powerful function, and in this video I will show you what is the difference between the old and the new one, and how KCS V3 work on this A16v3 board, and show you the powerful functions. Okay, let's look at my computer firstly. And you can see the first we can see this PCB board is A16v3. You can see the version we have jumped to V3 because we use by ESP32 so we call it V3, no V2, just only V3. And you can see this is the old version. This is the old version. We can compare from this two board, and you can see the green terminal all is same, but there have some different in the hardware design. And also we have made this new version V3 high quality, and this old version is an economic solution version. So you will see many difference, and basically you can see that have listed at here so much different because we have used a big memory size of S3, ESP32 S3, and added NTC and some different components. I will show you the PCB board in details later. And in this KCS V3 design, so that you can, without any configuration for Home Assistant. So if you want to use this board for Home Assistant, that will be very easy because we design KCS firmware that help people use the Home Assistant easily. So just zero code, no any config, you can integrate all hardware resources to Home Assistant immediately by MQTT. You just enable the functions in KCS firmware web page. Okay, you can see this have some hardware details and also have some different software solution. You can use KCS V3 or you can download by ESP Home. You can also download by ESP Home because we have listed ESP Home YAML file on our form. And you can see you can download the KCS V3 firmware at here. So this is the newest the firmware you can download. You can see the A16v3. And if you only want use by the ESP Home, so you can also use the YAML file. You can see the A16v3. There are pin define and ESP Home YAML file at here, and also have some different Arduino source code we have supplied. Every source code you can see that have a zip file. You can unzip and just directly use in Arduino IDE, and this is a bin file. So that if you don't have Arduino IDE, so you just download the bin file to ESP32 S3, then you can run it directly. Okay, let's look at this is a PCB in front, and this is the back of the PCB. You can see that this is some different information link, ESP IO pin define, KCS V3 firmware download link, ESP Home YAML, and Arduino code, and V3 online guide. So this is very powerful. And now I will show you the hardware different. Firstly, later I will show you how to use it in KCS V3. Let's look at the hardware design firstly. Okay, let's look at firstly, this is A16v3. You can see it's V3, and you can see this is in front of the PCB, and this is back of the PCB. And I can also show you this old version. This one, you can see this A16 old version and this new version. Let's look at what is different design in hardware results. And at the first, you can see the main chip, the CPU. We have replaced the CPU and with this version, and you can see the ESP32S3. And the most important, we have used the N16R8. So this is a big memory size of PSRAM, so that you can run in many programs at the same time. And this is without PSRAM. So this is the old version. And in this CPU, you can see this have an IPX socket. So this time, you can use your extended antenna easily. For example, this is a FPC, it's soft. So you can connect the FPC antenna at here, you can see at here. And if you have this kind of antenna, it also can just connect directly. So if you use this one, this IPX to SMA convert, so you can use this antenna. Just use this antenna outside of the box, it's okay. So also you can just connect by this IPX socket. So this time you can see there are many different antennas you can connect with the ESP32S3. Okay, this is for the antenna. And the second, you can see about the Ethernet. You can see this is old chip and this is a new chip, W5500. So sometimes we have received some feedback of the network not stable because of this chip. And this one, W5500, will be better and than this old version. So that have updated the Ethernet chip. Okay, and the next you can see about this RF receiver. We can also connect with this RF receiver at here. This is an RF receiver, 433 MHz receiver module, and this one is the send module. Just send RF signal. Before the RF receiver have a bug in PCB design, you can't connect this RF receiver module when you download the firmware, so that you will feature when you download the firmware. And this time we have fixed this bug, and so that you can use the RF receiver, RF sender, plug into the PCB board and download the firmware by the USB-C cable at any time. They can work at the same time. So this is update for the RF receiver circuit. And the next you can see we have add this SD card socket. So this no SD card, so that now you can insert a SD card and save your logo on the SD card in KCS-V3. So you can see I can insert the SD card and download the KCS-V3 firmware, and what time the output change the state for turn on and turn off, what time and what date, all will save to the SD card by this logo file. Okay, and the next you can see this have a socket. This time we have added this SSD 1306 I2C LCD on this board. You can see you can easily connect to this socket. Just use the screw to fix it. So that will show the Ethernet and the Wi-Fi IP address in this screen, so that you can easily to log in by your web browser and to config and to use it control this board. Easy to check this IP address. And the next you can see this have a battery socket. That means this board we have added this RTC chip GS3331, the high quality ITC chip, so that you can use FTTT or use the timer schedule in locally. If you want to save your time and save your data, you just can insert this battery you can see the battery number is CR1220, this module, so that you can just insert it here. So this can save the clock after your power off, and your power again, so the clock is also running by this battery. So this is for RTC function. And also you can see there are some free GPIO at here, because this terminal, this green terminal is syn, and this green terminal is syn function. But this have 1, 2, 3 GPIO for temperature sensor. This have a pull-up resistant, such that you can use for 1 wire device. But you will see this have some hole at here. You can extend your device by this GPIO, so that you can see the GPIO number is 39, 40, 41. So this have 3 free GPIO. You can connect to your sensor or connect with your other device. But this older version, no free GPIO you can use. So this is for extend for your device. And the next, you will see this board, we have redesigned this power circuit. And you can see we have added this NTC component to protect the power. Because, for example, you can see this 12 volt and this ground. The correct you can connect with the white, the red at 12 volt and the black at ground. But if you have a mistake, you have exchanged the polo, so that is wrong. The older version, the power circuit will burn immediately and the board will be broken. But with the new version design, if you have exchanged the cable by this mistake diagram, so that will not just not work, but will not broken this board, will not burn this board. So this is for the NTC for protect, and some other components for protect if you have exchanged the mistake one. Okay, this we have redesigned at this board. Okay, the next we will look at how it works, the KCS-V3 firmware at this new board. And this old version only can run in KCS-V2, and this KCS-V2 is stop maintenance. We will not add any new functions on this board. Maybe you will write your Arduino source code by yourself. And in future, we will based on the development on KCS-V3 and many new functions and bug and some improvement will based on this board. Okay, now let's look at how it works and what is the new advantage in KCS-V3 work with A16v3 board. This all circuit is removable. So now I will test. I just remove this circuit, so that will be easy. And now you can see this is my power. This is MOSFET output. Because you can see this have a 12 volt label. You can also use 24 volt because this board designed for 12 to 24 volt, no problem. Just now I can connect with my 12 volt, and you can see this have connected 12 volt power supply, and this 12 volt have connected this point and this point. And if you have used this 24 volt, so that this can connect with the 24 volt just together, because this all load have used by the common power line. That will be safety for different channel, because if 16 channel all used by one cable for power, so that's the PCB1. The PCB1 will be hot and will be bad. So this help protect the load current. Okay, and you can see I have connect 3 DS18P20 temperature sensor. I have connected this 3 one. If you want connect more sensor, now you can support by KCS-V3. You can connect by this external way or connect by this external way by I2C interface. And also you can connect by IS485. For example, you can connect with this IS485 temperature sensor at here, the KCS-V3 support directly to use. And also you can use our Kinkoni TS, this IS485 temperature and humidity sensor, also used by SHT30. You can see, you can use for long distance cable for 1,000 meter, no problem, and connect with this A and B, just IS485. So you can connect many different sensors together by this one IS485 bus. Okay, I have connected this cable, and then I will power on. This is my 12-volt power supply, and connect with the Ethernet cable, and connect with the power supply. You can see. Okay, I have already downloaded the KCS-V3 firmware, and you can see the welcome information. Okay, you will see the Wi-Fi IP address and the Ethernet IP address, and also you can see the Tuya state, because this board also can support the Tuya application. And this time the Wi-Fi work as the AP mode, and also you can use station mode. You can see the Tuya is online. So now you can remote control by internet for this module. And also this board have enabled the Kinkoni new cloud server that can remote control by internet by web browser or on PC or on Macintosh, Apple OS, or on mobile phone web browser. So let's look at how it works in KCS-V3. This have many new functions. Okay, let's back to my computer. I will show you how it works in power for KCS-V3. And you can see this IP address already showed in display. So we just input on web browser. And now you can use the default username and the password admin to log in. And now you can see this board is A16v3, and the software version is KCS-V3, and it's very new, released on today. And you can see the board 10. You can see because now we have an RTC chip. You will see in system, you can just set the UTC 10 zoom and just click. Then you can see this will be easy to set by the time. You just click save. And this will write to RTC chip. And if you have installed the battery, so the board power off will also running this clock. And now we can back to index, and you will see the time and the date is everything in my computer. Okay, you can see the input as before and the output as before, and the monitor. You can see these have added some different functions Kinkoni Cloud, and I have enabled the MQTT for HA, that Home Assistant. And also you can enable Apple HomeKit if you want to use Apple HomeKit on iPhone or on iPad. So just enable it, very easy. And this is connected with the Tuya. And this also can integrate to Loxan by UDP command and Loxan server by UDP server. Okay, you can see so many different protocol can support on KCS-V3. And the sensor, you can see I have connected 3 temperature sensor. And you can see the sensor. About the sensor, now in KCS-V3 that support many different sensor type. You can see the DS18B20. If I choose this one, I can choose which GPIO I have connected. You just select that here, so that will be very easy. And if you have choose the different DHT11, also you can choose which GPIO, and the DHT2, which GPIO have connected. And if you have choose this one, SHT30, because it's I2C, so you can just connect with I2C extend. And if you have connect with this TS, so this small TS IS485 temperature sensor module, so you can input which address. You can set 1, 2, 3, 4. So that support many different address of this TS. So you can see that have list max 32 temperature sensor. So this will be enough to use. That also will be very easy to set on this web page. And this one, you can see the RF, you can learning your RF remote very easily. And you can see I have learned two signal, RF signal, and when you can change to mount web page. And this time, the new version, you can see this have a RF input state. And this you can see also have a RF output button. So you can see if I press this button, you can see press this button, this turn green. The first one, click, turn green, and this is the second, turn green. So this time means you can monitor the RF signal in the web page, and also you can check whether your RF sensor is triggered. So this can be used in ESP32, and this can use for Home Assistant as a binary sensor at this time. And also you can see if you want manually controlling this RF send out, you can see I can click this button. This will be sent by the transmit on A16v3 board, and you can click, and also you can see this have received, because this one board have a send module and a receive module at the same time. So you can see I can click send the second signal, receive the second signal, and send the first signal, you can see receive the first signal. It's decoded by itself. So this will be very easy to let your RF sensor or RF remote integrate to KCS and Home Assistant. And the next, let's look at this ESP32, and this as before, and the network, you can see you can extend the GSM module by this TX pin and IX pin. Now you can see the A16v3, you can connect extend 4G module. This is Kinkonet G1. So you just need to define which GPIO for TX pin and which GPIO for IX pin, just send and receive. For this two pin, you have connected with Y for this G1 module. So you can use short message to turn on and turn off relay, and make a voice call to turn on and turn off relay by ESP32. So this have added the GSM function for A16v3. Okay, you can see the next, the protocol menu. You will see the generate. You can see that have a Kinkonet Cloud and MQTT for Home Assistant, the auto discovery function. So also will be very easy. And you can see the first is Kinkonet Cloud. So if you want to use this one, just enable it so that the board will auto connect to Kinkonet Cloud server right now. And you will see you can remote control by internet. You can see this is A16v3 that is online. So that can remote monitor and control on and off by internet, because this by www web service. So you can use by this web page on your mobile phone or on your computer, even if Microsoft Windows PC or Apple Macintosh OS. So that will be remote control your device by web browser, by computer, not by mobile phone only. So because we know that also support this Tuya, you can see this have a Tuya, but this Tuya I can remote control by my mobile phone, only by mobile phone for Android phone and for iOS iPhone. But the Kinkonet Cloud server can work by the computer. So this is another way and another case for your project. So this have showed the Tuya lessons. If you want remote control by internet, just fill at here Tuya lessons. And you can see here, this is a powerful function, MQTT for Home Assistant, that auto discovery. So you just import your device name that showed in your Home Assistant, and your block IP address, just the MQTT Mosquito IP address and the port and the username and the password at here, so that I can open my Home Assistant dashboard, and you can see at the setting and the device, you will see the A16v3. I can click, and all hardware resources have showed at here. You can see the temperature sensor and the two RF remote state, and the relay, you can see, I can turn on, and you will see this red LED is on, and the turn off is off. And also this time you can use the Kinkoni web service and the Home Assistant at the same time, and you can see just at here. And you can see, turn on, first one, turn off first one, turn on first one, turn off first one. So this can work at the same time because this is managed by Home Assistant. If the Home Assistant is broken, and if you don't have a server for Home Assistant, you can also control in by this KCS web page. So this time you can use the KCS web page in local network and the Home Assistant and the Tuya, 3 applications at the same time. And even if every application is bad, and another also can work. So this I have a backup way. So you can see this is for the output, and if you have the input, if I short for input, you can see I short for this input 1, and you will see the input 1 is triggered, and the KCS is triggered. Okay, and also you will see the temperature, and the temperature at here. So you will see the 3 temperature at here, and also short at here. This is temperature. And let's look at these new functions for this RF sensor state. So you can see I can click the first button, turn green and on, turn green and on, RF1. And RF2, the second button, click, turn green, on, turn green, on. So this will be easy let your sensor work in Home Assistant as a binary sensor for automation. And I can show you how to easy for Home Assistant. If you have learning the third button and how to update to Home Assistant without any code, without any config. So you can see I can click RF, and the third I can click learn and click learning success, and the first button click successfully. Okay, we can go to the monitor, and you will see this have a 3 and 4 have signal have learned. I can also monitor the sensor state and send out the signal it have received. Okay, now let's look at the Home Assistant. If I power off and power on for my A16v3 board, you can see power off and power on again. Just wait for a moment. Wait for a moment. That will auto update to Home Assistant. I can click KCS v3, refresh. Okay, you can see this have auto update to this one, Home Assistant. So that will be very easy. So all hardware, just you see in the KCS will auto update to the Home Assistant without any configuration. So you can see in this window, this time you can see I can click the third button. This is on, and this is on, and the fourth button, this on, and this is green. Okay, so this is for the RF remote. And also if you have connected the 3 sensor, 4 sensor, or 5 sensor, or 100 sensor, that will also update to Home Assistant according to KCS web page. So this is the powerful function of this auto discover for Home Assistant. Okay, so this, because we designed the KCS v3, we want the user not always to learn how to configure by ESP Home YAML, and maybe you cannot use the ESP Home and just directly to use Home Assistant and KCS firmware. So that will be easy. And this also can support the Home Assistant protocol connect to your own cloud server. You can see the own cloud server. If you enable this one and fill these items, that will auto list at here about the state topic and the command topic at here. This you can enable the HTTP server and enable TCP server, TCP client, or UDP server, UDP client, or ESP32. That is support Modbus protocol or Kinkoni HA module, so that can extend the ESP32 device. And the next you can see the customer protocol is how to use everything as before. And this is Apple HomeKit that will support in KCS v3. So if you want to use the input, you just check, and fill the name of the input, the name. So that will show on the iPhone Apple HomeKit. So it's very easy. And about the output, you can see you just enable it, which channel of relay you want to use, and enable it and choose the name and click save. So that will be very easy. And for the DAC, because this board no dimmer output, so this is no record. And some ADC, just for the sensor in Apple HomeKit, you also can enable it and rename it. And at last, just you enable it here, so that the Apple HomeKit, the server will begin running. And use your iPhone, you can scan this code, add this by this code, so you will pair with your A16v3 board with Apple HomeKit. Okay, and this is Luxon integration. So this time you can integrate to Luxon mini server by this UDP command. And also it's very easy. We have some video talk before. You can see that in our form. And this is the 2ER. Okay, so this is the powerful function of KCS v3. And many new functions we will design based on this ESP32 S3 chip. So that will be many new functions in future. And this time, if you have any questions, you can leave a message to us. And thanks for watching.